Very few renewable energy sources scale large enough to displace fossil fuels and provide constant power. Space-based solar power satellites harness the power of the sun in space and transmits that power 24/7 to antennas on the ground, known as rectennas. Building them economically requires low-cost transport into space. Recent developments from SpaceX are a start, with additional technologies on the horizon that will continue to decrease both cost and risk in the future. The system relies on an in-space electric transportation infrastructure to move material from low Earth orbit to a construction orbit. Once complete, about 10 power satellites per year can be built. However, in order to have a rapid effect on atmospheric carbon dioxide, it is necessary to scale up to a high production rate as soon as possible. A rate of 315 5-gigawatt satellites per year may be possible, which would make fossil fuel combustion unnecessary within 15 years. At the maximum rate, we are moving 15 million metric tons to low Earth orbit per year. This represents about 1 million flights per year, which is equivalent to only 2.7% of the commercial airline flight rate. Current projections for CO2 show an unavoidable conclusion. We are in trouble. Inaction will result in billions, if not trillions, in negative impacts to the U.S. economy. While moderately expensive to start up, a space-based solar power system will have a concrete and permanent impact on global CO2 production. It will ultimately bring CO2 production to zero by replacing oil and natural gas with synthetic fuels. It also self-finances after Phase 2, while providing a significant return on investment for the initial outlay. At approximately 3,000 satellites, or 15 terawatts of delivered power, we will have replaced the need for all current power sources on the planet. Fossil fuels will no longer need to be burned, and high-cost alternatives can be avoided. There are additional orbital slots for several times as many satellites, leaving room for further growth and dedicated power for actively removing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Much like the transcontinental railroad built in the 1800s, power satellites represent a new opportunity. Where the railroad provided a transportation infrastructure and contributed to national security, space-based solar power will provide energy infrastructure and contribute to international security. By providing a global energy solution, international pressures that lead to conflict will be eased. The standard of living for all can be increased without the environmental pressure of fossil fuels.